My name's Belinda Erasmus. I'm 53. Happily married to my hubby. I've got a daughter. He's got two. All three of them are in their 20s, out of school. I'm a stay-at-home housewife. I've got my own little company. I do baby sewing, all sorts of baby stuff. It started off the beginning of 2018. We found a lump. Anyway, hubby said, no, go for the mammogram, which I duly did. They said to me, it's just a fatty nodule. I've been prone to cysts, so it didn't bother me at all. Anyway, we left it. End of last year. I said to him, I don't know if it's me, but it feels like it's getting bigger and it's tender. So he said to me in the January, go for the mammogram. So off I went. So then they decide, no, it's grown in size, and I must go for a biopsy. That's where the fun started. Because they wanted a vacuum biopsy, and then the doctor said they can't do the vacuum biopsy. Anyway, it took about 2 weeks to get that whole thing sorted out to go for the biopsy. Still never entered my head it was anything. Went for the biopsy. Nick went with me. Went and had the biopsy done. The results were supposed to come back on the Friday. That was the Monday. The results were supposed to come back on the Friday. They weren't ready. Phoned them on the Monday. No, I must come and see the doctor. Anyway, Tuesday I go and see the doctor. Nick goes with me. And she says to me, oh, it's not good news, it's cancer, but don't worry, we're sending you to the best specialist. Don't think it even sunk in just yet. You sort of don't understand, it doesn't sort of sink in, you've got cancer. I mean, it happens to somebody else, never you. And I had to phone my mom and tell her. That was the hard part. My dad had lung cancer. He passed away 23 years ago. And then my mom's sister had bladder cancer. And from the radiation, she then got, Hodgkin's lymphoma. So she's been on chemo. And she's now just elected to go off the chemo because it's not helping anymore. And then she's 86 this year. So she's now elected to go off it. She says she's not going to battle. And then my mom's brother's had prostate cancer. Carol Ann Ben, the Thursday night, she wanted the MRI. She wanted an MRI done on the Sunday, which we duly went for. So they could see exactly how big it was, where it was, what it is, everything. Anyway, we got the results back, saw her the following Tuesday, and she said to me, it's good. So I looked at her, and I won't repeat what I said to her. So she says, no, not good, you've got cancer, good, the type of cancer. It's stage 1, it's slow growing, and it hasn't spread. It's isolated in a certain spot, that's it. Anyway, so she said to me what they'll do is they'll discuss it. We shouldn't need chemo, just remove the lump and then do a bilateral reduction, and chemo should be enough, but they'll discuss it at the weekly thingies. Anyway, they did. The next time we saw her, I met the plastic surgeon, Marissa Fenter. And they said, no, what they're going to do is they're going to remove the tumour, but because of where it is, I might lose the nipple. The op was set for the 18th of March. I went into theatre at about 7:30. Woke up early hours of the Tuesday morning. They decided there was no chemo, so it was radiation. And then a month after the op, I landed up back in hospital because the wounds had opened. So they booked me back in and re-stitched me up again. And then they said I can't start. I had to start radiation. I think it was the end of May, beginning of June. And the radiation wasn't as bad as what I thought it would be. I'd spoken to people and they said, John, you get burnt, and it was more uncomfortable and an inconvenience because it just breaks your day. After my last radiation, I saw Carol Ann and the oncologist at the end of July. Both very happy with everything, no problems. I've got to see the oncologist in 4 months again. I've got to see Carol Ann in a year. And then I saw my plastic surgeon the 15th. And I see her in 2 years' time. I'm a hormone blocker, and they've got me on an antidepressant as well. It all started, a friend of mine talking about it, her partner passed away from bladder cancer. And this other friend of mine said to me she'd had it, and they'd paid her out when she had her op. Anyway, Platinum Life phoned me, and I thought, okay, you know what, I'll take it, but I'll put Nick on it as well. Anyway, I took it. and just duly paid it and that. And funny enough, the end of last year I was going to cancel it. And I just never got round to actually picking up the phone to phone. And then the day they phoned me to tell me that they want to revise the policy to increase the values, I said to the guy, is it going to affect, because I want to put a claim in for breast cancer. So he said to me, look, what we'll do is we'll leave it until after the claims have been processed and everything, and then we'll do it. Anyway, he gave me the customer care number, I phoned them, they sent me the paperwork. It took about 2 or 3 weeks to get all the doctors to fill the paperwork in, submitted it, and next thing I got a phone call from Platinum Life to say to me, this is the payout. Well, I nearly had a heart attack, to be honest with you. I wasn't expecting anything near what I got. Within 7 days, the money was in my account. We used some of it to pay doctor's bills and that, and the balance I've invested. So God forbid, touch wood, I'm not going to need it again, but God forbid, 2/3 of that is invested so that I've got access to it if I need it. Well, Leonie, for one, gives me a surprise phone call the one day to find out how we're doing, and tells me there's a package on its way. Anyway, the box arrives, very surprised, all the goodies inside, pajamas, books, all sorts of bits and pieces. And then a couple of weeks later after that, I get another phone call from Leonie again with another surprise. And yes, I would recommend Platinum Life to whoever listens. I honestly will. If you've got to go for a biopsy and you're not sure, take somebody with you, because your mind shuts down. It honestly does. You go into this void and whatever they tell you doesn't seem to sink in, and just make sure your support group is there, whether it be your husband, your boyfriend, in-laws, friends, and don't be scared to accept help. That was the hardest part for me, because I'm used to getting up and doing my own thing. And when I was told you've got to sit and do nothing, it killed me, but I did it. And I think it also helps. Don't try and be independent. Let somebody else take over a bit, and just, even if it's to make a cup of coffee, let them get up and do it, and just take time for you. You need it.